Hello and welcome to my video. In this video I'm gonna be sharing you some cool things happened here in Indonesia, especially during Ramadan. So there are actually seven activities or seven typical cultures that you might not find in other countries but only here in Indonesia. So let's just get started. Number one, we have what we call NGABUBURIT. NGABUBURIT is a culture typical in Indonesia. I think like most of people go out of their house to get some food. Mostly they just stay or gather in a park nearby the city, and then like they just hang out, they just chat with their friends, and sometimes they just they are actually wasting their time during you know while waiting for Maghrib to come. And it's the best actually time for them to enjoy the view, to relax, so they don't really feel that fasting is quite, what is it, like a burdensome for them, because they're just enjoying themselves. Let's go to number two. The second one, a lot of people will suddenly become sellers. So maybe it only happens in my city, but I don't know if it happens in other cities in Indonesia. But in my city, it could be you or it could be me. We suddenly become sellers because why? While waiting for Maghrib, a lot of people like gather in a park or like in a, I don't know, like nearby near the river or something. They are trying to get like the best food, like I think it's like kolak. That's very typical here in Indonesia, especially for Ramadan. So most of us become sudden sellers. We sell kolak, we sell gorengan. That's actually what we call here in Indonesia, and we sell many types of typical breakfasting food for Muslims. And yeah, that's actually something that is very unique here in Indonesia, because we never know. Maybe in other countries, nobody will even think of being sellers like all of a sudden, like taking the opportunity during Ramadan. So yeah, I think it's very cool, maybe. And number three is, let me check out my notes. Yeah, number three is we call it BUKBER. What is BUKBER? BUKBER is like breakfasting together, but this is not in your house with your family. This is different. BUKBER here means like you set up a plan with your friends to just like meet up in a place, maybe in a restaurant, maybe in a mall or something, and you basically I don't know, like try to get the best moment of breakfasting, because like it's a must. It's actually a must. It's like once in a lifetime, especially once in Ramadan month, like you have to do BUKBER with your friends. So like I did before, like I had BUKBER in my, I don't know, like in a house of my friends, and then like we tried to buy some food, and like we just like ate together in her house. It's actually another obligation for Muslims. I mean, for young people, I guess. So yeah, it's number three, BUKBER, buka bersama. Next, number four, we have this is quite, I don't know. When I was a kid, I used to do this, but now I don't do that anymore because I think I'm just grown up and I'm a married man now. When Ramadan is going to end, a lot of people are, especially like kids, I don't know, like young people, they love to go to the mall. Why? Because they want to buy new shirts, new clothes to celebrate Idul Fitri later. So I think it's very controversial. I mean, in terms of spending money only for new clothes, but I wouldn't actually blame themselves as well, because it's basically their rights. They got their money, but for us, I mean for me, because I was actually like that before, but for me, because I have a grown up, I don't do that anymore. But yeah, that's actually another culture of here in Ramadan, especially when it's going to so you know, we're going to welcome Idul Fitri. So it's, yeah, buying new clothes in mall. So you can see a lot of people packed with only a lot of malls packed with people, crowded people. So it's our culture here. Number five is MUDIK. MUDIK, yeah, it's going to your own hometown. Mostly it's like 2 weeks in advance before Idul Fitri. So because here in Jakarta, here in, you know, the capital city or in big cities in Indonesia, most of workers, most of the citizens living here are from other towns, other cities, mostly like East Java, or sometimes maybe in Semarang, or I don't know, in other islands like Kalimantan, Sulawesi, even Sumatra. Most of them, they live in Jakarta to get, you know, to get jobs and to live here as well. But when Idul Fitri is going to come, then they go back to their country, I mean their city, and then like most of them, they just, you know, buy the tickets like a month or 6 months in advance, because here in our country, like a lot of people do what we call MUDIK. So yeah, but because the thing is, I don't have any hometown, I just live here nearby. My parents live here, I don't basically have any hometown, so I don't have to do that. That's why like the city here, the city where I live here is getting quieter, it's getting more silent, because people have moved, have gone back to their own hometown. So it's yeah, MUDIK. Number 6 is cookies. So here in our during Ramadan in Indonesia, cookies are a must. So, you know, like after you pray in Idul Fitri, and then like you visit your relatives, you visit your neighbors, you I don't know, you visit your own, I don't know, people exactly in the street. You just like greet them and say sorry for what you've done, whether you know them or not. So it's actually our culture here. And then the cookies become the symbol of Ramadan, and we have many types of cookies here, especially for Idul Fitri. We have nastar, kastangel, and then what else? Sagu. Kue sangu. Kue sagu. Yeah, kue sagu. I don't even know them. I just in my house, whenever we celebrate Idul Fitri, we only have biji ketapang. That's a very popular in my house, because it's homemade. My mother like made it like every time we celebrate Idul Fitri. But I don't know if other people also have their own typical kind of cookies or food. But obviously we have to have cookies, and also we eat together after praying Idul Fitri. Like we eat what is it? Ketupat and opor. What is it? Yeah, sambal kentang, rendang. Everything is actually provided only for us on the day. It's very special for us. We can eat everything. That's why a lot of people suddenly get fat all of a sudden after fasting for the whole month. And then yeah, so basically you have to be careful if you celebrate Idul Fitri. You have to be careful because you have to eat enough food. I know, even though it's like a revenge, it's like a vengeance for you to eat everything you want, because you've been holding it for a month. But it doesn't mean you can eat everything, because it's gonna hurt you anyway. I mean, it's also like a common. It's very common to see the news that like some people go to the hospital just because they eat a lot of food on Idul Fitri, kind of. So it's yeah, just eat enough food. Yeah. And the last one, number 7, we have THR, or let's say THR. So what is THR? It's a short for Tunjangan Hari Raya, right? THR, Tunjangan Hari Raya. Yes. How do we get THR? THR is like a bunch of money, amount of money that you actually get from a place where you work, mostly for the workers. And for me, I got it from school, of course, because that's actually what I work. And But the coolest thing about THR or THR is like if you have, you know, in your family you have a lot of relatives, you have a lot of cousins, you have a lot of brothers, sisters, young sisters, little brothers, whatever. So you know you have to, yeah, you have to save your money. You have to collect the money only to give them THR for your sisters and brothers. So if you don't have a lot of money, you will just like lock yourself up in a room because you don't. But yeah, you have to be what is it? You have to be strong because all of your family members will ask you. It's like ang pao for Chinese culture, right? But here we call it. We don't really call it ang pao, right? It's like for Chinese culture. It's like we call it like just THR kind of, or yeah, just you know, you give money to those unmarried brothers or sisters, and especially for kids, they will catch after you no matter where you go if you haven't given them the money. So yeah, that's our culture here. So anyway, those are seven cool things happened in Ramadan from here in Indonesia, especially in West Java, because that's actually where I live. If you have your own culture from other countries or maybe from your own town, please share with us. Maybe we can try to exchange, I don't know, like cultural differences during Ramadan. Anyway, in 3 days, I think in 3 days we'll be celebrating Idul Fitri. So happy Idul Fitri for you who celebrates, and yeah, hopefully God bless you. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.